wish I took it to 10.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold.
Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Minnesota Vikings. And look at this. Right away, a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We got to get it back.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity. And that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week. And right now, we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Sheldon Rankins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. Here's Bridgewater. He'll rifle this one deep right. And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That's a first down and then some. A 32-yard pickup. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Check.
On the ground, it's Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Bridgewater. And Rudolph has it left side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Check, crouch. 49, check 49.
Play action now. Bridgewater. Eluding the tackle. And complete right side to Cook. The third down run gets them nothing. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth.
Here I come. Here I come. Here I come. You go tight. What? Wait. Right there. One switch.
Running for it. Here's Cook. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on fourth down. Dalvin Cook turned away on fourth down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs.
Here we go. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Slam.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, McCaffrey. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
The open man is Shark. It's complete. 30. The 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. DJ Chark, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there. Really
good balance, really good body control. And how about the end result? A touchdown.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Cook takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
On third down, Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jadeveon Clowney. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Corey Vedvik on to punt the football. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 33. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, New Orleans. Christian McCaffrey with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Saints are able to strike quickly for 6. Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. On second down, Cook. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Ready. And read. I got it.
Bridgewater. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Nick Bosa in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. 21. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on 1st down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
McCaffrey. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now it's Penny running right, and that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker, and we see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. Now a run with McCaffrey. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
third down. Here's McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Cook. And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
A gain of 1 brings up third down and 9.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they work this out past the 25. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
95's the sand. No, check his mic. Man, I got you. 95's Mike.
Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
It's been my observation. There's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run with Smallwood out of the pistol. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Check 37.
Play fake. Bridgewater. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And shedding the tackle, and now some room.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
There you go.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. from the shotgun to McCaffrey. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to about the 19. The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And Lutz puts this one through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we have reached halftime with the visiting Saints out on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, that'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And that is incomplete. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. And some space here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Wendell Smallwood, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession, and that was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Penny. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Again, it's Penny. And some room to roam now. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This is McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a first down and more. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. Here's Penny. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The kick by Lutz is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens, because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Check 3.
On 2nd down, Smallwood. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards, a first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Let's get off the field, G.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here's Bridgewater. That's caught by Treadwell. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 32-yard line. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Back to the ground. This time Cook. Oh, good footwork on the spin. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup at 6. Brings up 2nd and 4. Watch out.
On 2nd down, Smallwood. And he coughed it up. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kyle Rudolph. His 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So here comes the kickoff, and what now is just a one-score, 6-point game. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Now Rashad Penny, and I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brought down back at the 40-yard line.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. That was 2nd down run for Murray. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. On the ground, McCaffrey. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now it's Penny, able to slither by. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Rashad Penny, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. So here now is Prescott as his guys will go for the 2-point conversion. Prescott from the gun. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They start the drive with Smallwood. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That's good for a Vikings.
Scary situation. Let's go.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They run Smallwood. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
At the 19-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go. We got this. We got this.
They run the counter with Cook. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Again, it's Cook. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the 1st at about the 21. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Bridgewater to throw it. Being chased out left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
Here we go. Here we go, 47.
You got 3 down.
Well, Prescott here to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Prescott. Oh, a ball batted in the air, now it's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and that'll be 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Well, partner, even though my phone alarm failed me this morning and I missed our AM workout, we still...